weapons of mass destruction still pose enormous potential for catastrophe. ASEAN is concerned that the disarmament agenda is not advancing as expeditiously as it should. At the same time, developed and developing nations alike, not only for us in ASEAN, but for our economic.
Мы исходим из того, что эта динамично развивающаяся региональная ассоциация становится одним из важнейших полюсов.
Transparent and rule-based regime of international trade. And this important meeting should not be trammeled.
Now some people are saying that democracy in Asia must wait for economic development. However, we believe that democracy and economic development must go hand in hand if either is to succeed, and we'll continue to support human rights and democracy throughout the region. In Burma, the vast majority of people have expressed their desire for a peaceful transition to democratic rule. The longer their legitimate wishes are denied, the greater chances of instability, bloodshed, and migration within Burma and across its borders. The only way to protect our shared interests is to encourage a genuine political dialogue between the government and the chosen representatives of the Burmese people. We must unite against the terrorists who have killed and maimed innocent civilians from the Tokyo subway to the New York World Trade Center.
I believe the first ministerial conference to be held in Singapore this September.
At this time last year, we were all hopeful that the release from house detention of the National League for Democracy leader Aung San Suu Kyi would lead to the commencement of a dialogue that would allow Burma to begin to move out of its present unsatisfactory political and economic situation. Our hopes have been frustrated. Instead of new dialogue and compromise, we have seen confrontation and refusal to talk. People continue to leave the country, fleeing institutionalized abuses of their basic social, economic, and political rights.
正汇集成为时代的主旋律。当今世界形势一个最引人瞩目的现象，莫过于亚洲经济的崛起。20世纪的后半叶，亚洲国家相继取得了经济高速发展。人们期望亚洲大陆不再会被任何困扰所分割。
There is deep concern in the European Union at what is happening in Myanmar. The arrest of more than 200 supporters of the opposition party, many of whom were political representatives, on the eve of the NLD Congress late in May, shows that the State Law and Order Restoration Council still rules in an unacceptable manner. We are concerned about the well-being of Mrs. Aung San Suu Kyi, who continues to speak for the true values of civilization in her country, but under threat of arrest. We continue to be concerned over the human rights situation in that country.
Your Excellencies, this 96, a signing ceremony of the protocol amending the convention between the government of the Republic of Indonesia and the government of the Secretary of State of the United States.
Your Excellency, the Secretary.
You probably have all been wondering what the minister and I have been doing in these long meetings that we've been having. Now you know. We've been working on this tax treaty.
I would begin with a small statement, and then I would like to invite you to make your statement. Dialogue partnership with ASEAN, which has already lasted 2 decades.
Let me summarize briefly our position on some of the key trade issues in the region.
Proven to be very effective in boosting trade and the flow of investments into ASEAN countries. Referring to the important opportunity
Please.